Hey Nerf herders, it's time for another jump into galaxy far, far away, and I was going to say all of this in Wookiee, but my accent is from Alderaan places. The Force Awakens could break the $2 billion mark by the end of this week. Its domestic total has reached $895.4 million, which is $125 million more than Avatar. Internationally, the film is in fourth place with $1.09 billion, behind Avatar with $2.03 billion, Titanic with $1.53 billion, and Furious 7 at $1.16 billion. Globally, The Force Awakens has made $1.983 billion, which means it only needs $17 million more to make that $2 billion mark. Even though The Force Awakens still trails behind Avatar, Paul Dergarabedian, the senior analyst at Rentrack, has noted that Avatar needed a total of 48 weeks to set its records, while Star Wars only needed 3 weeks to accomplish its records. Star Wars also taking home more awards, this time from the Visual Effects Society, Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature, along with Outstanding Models, Created Environments, and Virtual Cinematography. Now, if we could only just get an Oscar or two. And Gwendolyn Christie has confirmed that she will be returning in Episode 8. She told People magazine at the SAG Awards this past weekend, quote, "I will be in the next Star Wars movie." Captain Phasma was last seen about to disappear down a garbage chute, so some fans have been wondering if she would return, or if she had met her demise after a short-lived and underdeveloped role. But now we have our answer. Are you excited for Phasma's return? Are you hoping to get a little more character development in Episode 8? Leave us a comment and let us know how you feel about the return of Phasma. And as far as Episode 9 goes, yes, Colin Trevorrow is still the director, despite any petitions, and he was on a panel at the Sundance Film Festival where he said not only will he be shooting his episode on film, but he also has approached Disney with the idea of shooting some IMAX scenes in space. No answer yet from Disney, but it's been done before. Christopher Nolan shot space plates for Interstellar, and it probably will look a little better than this. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was an announcement made at Celebration 3 that there would be a live-action Star Wars TV series. Well, apparently the plans that were in the works for that are dead. Well, maybe. Paul Lee, president at ABC, has told TV Line that he would love to have a Star Wars TV show, but with Lucasfilm being so focused on the movies, plans have dwindled for the time being. Lucasfilm also confirmed later that their main focus as far as TV series go is on their animated shows, which could be getting a legacy character added to the mix, and a favorite villain at that. Now, since we're diving into spoiler territory, we'll give you a chance to skim past this story. Just go to the next graphic after this one. Okay, according to MakingStarWars.net, which has a pretty good track record, Star Wars Rebels could be bringing back Grand Admiral Thrawn for Season 3. The tactical genius from Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire books that kicked off the expanded universe, which is no longer canon. So if this rumor is true, and it's only a rumor at this point, then could that mean Thrawn could be brought into the movies? Maybe he's one of the organizers of the First Order. How cool would that be? Another rumor about a returning character concerns Rogue One. We already know Darth Vader is likely to have a pretty big role in the movie. Now we have a photo of a LEGO release announcement showing Slave One with a different paint job than what we've seen before. Does this mean we might have some disintegrations?
As you wish.
For years, we've been able to learn about all the characters in Star Wars, and now we can learn all about the new characters in the Star Wars universe with the new, updated, and expanded version of the Star Wars Character Encyclopedia. The book will reveal some new factoids about classic characters such as Han Solo, and new ones like Coruscant and Grumgar, who weren't actually very prominent in The Force Awakens. But don't worry about spoilers. For those of you who, for some reason, have yet to see the new movie, the new encyclopedia remains largely spoiler-free. We don't have a solid release date yet, but we know it's sometime in April. Yet another item that will be out just in time for my birthday. But we do have a release date for The Force Awakens DVD and Blu-ray. Or do we? For those of you that have pre-ordered the movie through Amazon, you received an exciting email stating the release date for it would be April 5th. But alas, Disney is being Disney and wants to make a more official release date announcement on their own terms, and this time with more gusto. So try to remain seated for a little longer on any official release confirmations. And now for an actual release date, as we reported earlier this week on SciFiForMe.com, we have an official announcement that LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens will be released on June 28th. The description of the game goes on to say that you can play as Rey, Finn, Poe, BB-8, Kylo Ren, Han Solo, and other characters from the film. There will be exclusive content that will bridge the story gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. The game will also be introducing multi-builds and blaster battles. Platforms said to be receiving the game will be Wii U, Nintendo 3DS, PS Vita, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC. On the ABC The Wonderful World of Disney Disneyland 60 special, Harrison Ford will be giving us an exclusive preview of the Star Wars themed lands that are currently in the works at Disneyland and Disney World. 14 of the 85 acres at the flagship Disneyland park are being revamped for the Star Wars attractions, while the park in Anaheim is closing 10 attractions and eateries to make way. The Star Wars transformations at these parks is said to take a year or maybe longer. The Disneyland 60 special will air on February 21st on ABC. Another attraction making a return is Star Wars in Concert. This is the touring show that features a live orchestra performing music from the Star Wars saga whilst Anthony Daniels narrates the story. The website only has the announcement, no dates or cities, and no information if the new show will include music from The Force Awakens or if Daniels will be along for the ride this time. When the show was here in 2011, we got a chance to talk with the curator of the museum collection that traveled with the show. The link to that video is in our show notes. Those are the latest Salacious Crumbs. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share us with your friends. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss this show or Week in Review, which is back for a new season. If you're into podcasts, you can find Sci-Fi For Me Radio on podcast.com and through iTunes or your player of choice. As always, be sure to check out the latest news over at SciFiForMe.com, your portal to the science fiction multiverse. And we will have more Star Wars news on the next Salacious Crumbs.